It was legendary.
Wait for it.
Legendary.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary podcast. I'm here with my fellow degenerate gambler Steelers Sanctuary crew. I got David Korb and Bob Quinn with me. Guys, how you doing?
Wonderful.
What's going
Time to unseat somebody.
Oh, no.
Well,
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not the
let's take that
actual
off and
right
leave it off.
record.
I'm okay with that.
Let's put the right record up because it's actually even worse.
Oh,
Well,
Lord.
for us.
We got to get David a new
Guys.
knit cap. He already doesn't fit.
yes.
1 second. Yeah, he's actually up to 28 wins.
David, you're cheating. Who's helping you? That's my question.
Some people just get better at doing things there, Dave.
Is your wife writing down the picks for you?
There it is.
28 and 14.
Yeah,
I'm in last place. I'm behind Zach.
you are. Yeah, you're
By
you're
half
behind
game.
Zach.
Oof. I got some explaining to do here. I gotta
Yeah.
make up some
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should take your Davy dollars and just listen to what I say.
All right, let's get started with the first game. The Detroit Lions are at home, given 11.5 points to the pathetic Tennessee Titans. Dave, you're the king of this. Kick it off.
Yeah, Lions. The spread's pretty big, but I got to go Lions here. The Titans are horrendous. Whether it's Rudolph or whether it's Levis, it's the same result. They can't do anything.
Yeah.
They can't score points. They turn the ball over so much. Their turn differential's got to be horrendous. There's just no way the Lions are going to have zero issues with this whatsoever.
Bob, what do you think?
Oh boy, I hate a spread of 11.5. And, you know, I kind of think Mason Rudolph is just conservative enough, and Calvin Ridley is just good enough to maybe cover this on the backside. I'm doing it. I'm taking the Titans and the points.
Ooh, fellas.
I like.
The Smooth Jimmy's lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right. But
This is my lock of the week. The Detroit Lions are going to throttle the Tennessee Titans. I mean, throttle. They've scored 42, 47, and 31 points in their last 3 games. And now they get Tennessee at home. I'm hoping Will Levis starts because then a couple turnovers will really make this an extra special lock. Yeah, I don't see the Titans having any chance to keep this game close. I'm taking the Detroit Lions big.
Oh, now that you said that Levis might start, I think I'm all right. I'm changing. I'm going Lions plus 11.5. If Will Levis is going to play, it might be 63-0.
It's still up in the air.
First
Bob.
one, and Bob's already like, nah, I changed my mind.
Well, I was thinking Mason all along because I was pretty sure he was going to start, but now that you
I thought
just
so too.
just the thought that Levis might get in the game.
Yeah, there's a possibility. He did practice today, so it's still up in the air. But all right, next one we have the Indianapolis Colts going down to the Houston Texans. They're getting 5 points. The Colts are. Dave, you want to start us off again? We're going to keep going to you.
That's fine.
Trying to jinx you.
Texans win. Stroud, Mixon, Diggs. It's going to be enough for that defense of theirs. They're not going to be able to stop them. It seems like since Mixon came back, the Texans have been on a little bit of a roll, putting up more points. So the Texans signed Devin White to help with their linebacker core.
Yep, they did.
So nice little addition there too. So no, I think for sure the Texans win this game.
Bob, what do you got?
I agree. I think it's the Texans in a walk here, only because Anthony Richardson is I can't see him putting up enough points to keep up with what CJ Stroud and the Texans can do. If you told me Joe Flacco was going to start this game, maybe I'd be tempted, but no. I think by the time Flacco gets in the game, it'll be so far out of hand that they won't even be able to come back and cover the 5.
Isn't that sad though? Like,
yeah.
if
That was going to be my
Flacco
point.
plays,
I think the Colts are better on offense with Joe Flacco. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any debate. So I'm taking the Texans too. Let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're getting 4 points from the Green Bay Packers. This is in Jacksonville, correct?
It is in Jacksonville.
All right, Bob, that's your hometown. You kick us off.
I would love to maybe pick them here, but I mean, I think the Packers are playing just about as good as anybody right now. I know they've had some turnover issues, but back-to-back London games, and now you're home 1:00 against the Packers. I have a feeling this could get real ugly. So yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
All right, Mr. First Place, who you got?
Oh, same. The Jaguars got no defense. Their offense is incompetent. They can't put up points. Green Bay's gonna win. I mean, Love still got Wicks and Dobbs and Reed. I mean, he's still got the players. He's got Jacobs running the ball. Like, Green Bay wins this.
What scares me a little bit, as this could be a little bit of a letdown game, the Packers have Detroit Lions next week, so they might be looking ahead a little bit. But I don't see the Jaguars beating the Packers. I mean, they were in London for 2 weeks, right? So that's the first time they've come home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm tempted to take the Jags. I really am. But I think I'm going to stick with the Packers.
You should. No. If
I
you
wanna
feel
stick
in
with
your
the
heart
Packers.
to go with the
I'm
Jags,
tempted.
you do it.
I'm tempted.
You should. Absolutely.
Don't try to goad me into it, David. All right, the next game. The Arizona Cardinals are going to Miami. Miami's getting 4.5. No, giving 4.5, correct?
Yeah, Miami.
The Cardinals are getting 4.5 points in this one. They're the underdog.
Yeah.
That surprises me a little bit.
Well, I think with Tua in the lineup, it's less surprising because.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if this were Tyler Huntley in the lineup, I couldn't run to bet the other way faster.
True.
Here's
all right, so
the thing.
you're taking the Dolphins, Bob? Take us off this.
To be Smooth Jimmy's Lock of the Week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right. But
Tua's going to start the game. He might not finish, but I think he'll put up enough points to let them run away. Arizona played really well and got the upset last week, which means they're not going to be very good this week. So, yeah, I feel good about it, and just in time for Tyreek Hill to score some points for my fantasy team.
I got a little bit of bad news for you, Bob. Tyreek Hill did not practice today, and he's questionable for Sunday.
Oh, he's still fast enough where he don't have to practice.
I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. I like the road dog here. I think Tua. I love the kid. I wish nothing but the best for him, but there's got to be some apprehension, right? This is like his fourth or fifth concussion. I don't know if we ever see the old Tua again. I'm going to take the Cardinals here. Dave, what do you have?
Here's the thing. The Dolphins, they got a tough passing defense. It's going to make it tough for Murray to get the ball to MHJ. Tua returning automatically makes both Waddle and Tua back to being weapons again. So I think that the Cardinals have a weak secondary. They've allowed like 18 big plays this season. There's some crazy number of big plays they've allowed this season. Tua being back is that shot in the arm they've needed. As long as both Hill and Waddle play, I think the Dolphins win. So I'm going to go Dolphins win.
All right. Next game, the New England Patriots are at home, getting 7 points from the New York Jets. Bob, let's kick us off with this one.
The Jets are so dysfunctional. But I mean, I don't know what to think about the Patriots. I really thought, with Ramondre Stevenson, Drake May, that there'd be some, a little bit of life to this team, but there's just not. Something is wrong in New England. I don't know what it is, but I think the dysfunction of the Jets will be less than the dysfunction of the Patriots. I like Aaron Rodgers to get on track here. Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, I think, have a big game.
I don't know if you guys caught it out there, but in New England, Gerard Mayo called his team soft this week, which could not have gone over well in the locker room. He said, this team is soft. And then Bill Belichick went on, which I forgot what show it was, and said, well, This is the defense I had last year, and we were number 2 in the league in rush defense. That defense wasn't soft when I was there. So there's some fireworks going on between those guys.
Damn.
I think the Patriots are cooked. I think they're going to have struggle to win a game the rest of the season. I'm taking the Jets as well. Dave, what do you got?
You mean you're taking the Jets. Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets as well. The Pats just don't got the firepower on offense or defense to compete with the Jets. You know, you'd like to think that their defense would be really good, but they've been horrible. So, yeah, I think the Jets. It'll not be like when the Jets face the Steelers and they get shut down for a whole half. I think they're going to put up points, and I think there's just no way that the Patriots are going to be able to score enough points to keep up. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Didn't Belichick go on McAfee and say, "Hey, this was a team that was number 1 against the run last year, so don't call them soft," something like that?
Yep, that's what I was saying earlier. There's fireworks between Belichick. Obviously, he left on bad terms. You know, him and Kraft. I don't know if you guys caught the video that came out that the Patriots produced on the Dynasty, and they kind of shit on Belichick the whole time. So there's a lot of bad blood between them right now. So it's actually fun to watch as a non-Patriots fan here in New England. Watch these two bicker at each other.
I wonder how long it's going to be. They're going to start Brady won the divorce against Bill. Does Bill win the divorce against Kraft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they shit on Bill Belichick nonstop after Brady left. Because he did kind of run him out of town. And that didn't go over well with the fan base here. So,
I know he wants to catch Shula, but part of me wants him to just stay in the media. I think he's a way better fit than I thought he would be in the media.
Yeah, he's good. He is pretty good.
I mean, if he could, let's say he takes a team like Jacksonville or somebody like that. I mean, yeah, he could set up to be the hero, but I think it's just a huge risk to his legacy. I think he would do it.
I love him in the media. I think he's great in the media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Cowboys rumors that he might take over the Cowboys next year too. So that would be interesting.
Everybody's
Parcells disciple.
Yep. Following that Parcells path. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's roll on to the next game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to Atlanta, and they are favored by 2.5. Dave, kick us off.
Oh,
it's in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Atlanta's going to Tampa, and they're given 2.5. Our Bucks are getting 2.5.
I don't know. I think the Bucks have lost too many weapons. I mean, they're not going to have Evans. They don't got Godwin. You're relying on a rookie, and I just don't see them being able to contend with that. To be honest, the Falcons are very healthy on offense. I don't think they have any issues on offense whatsoever. So it's full go for them. So I just don't see the Bucks putting up enough points. I don't see it. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm right.
Go ahead, Dave.
No,
I was very disappointed with the Falcons last week losing to Seattle. I thought for sure that they would win that game. But like Dave said, the Buccaneers are so beat up. You lose your top 2 wide receivers. I don't see how you can pull out this one. I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah, not only do they lose their top 2 wide receivers, but Bucky Irving, who's their nice little pass catching back, is questionable. I
forgot to bring it up.
Yeah, I just can't see. Tampa Bay is so banged up. I mean, their defense is better than you think, but I just feel like Atlanta at home, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I just can't see how the Bucs put up. Baker, when he's down weapons, can sometimes make some really horrible decisions.
Yeah, we could see a couple turnovers in this game, easy.
Oh, absolutely.
So all 3 of us are on the Falcons on this one.
Yeah.
Next up, the New Orleans Saints are going to the Chargers. The Saints are getting 7 points. They don't have Derek Carr still. They're a pretty beat-up football team. Bob, what do you think on this one?
I tell you what, if the Chargers aren't motivated this week, I don't know how they could. What's going to get them going? Because that loss to the Cardinals on Monday night was awful. I mean, that's a real season killer right there. They have got to win this game. I like Spencer Rattler's story. I know some Steeler fans thought we could get him in the 3rd or 4th round. I think you're seeing right now why he was a 3rd or 4th round pick in a very bad quarterback draft. I just can't see the Saints doing it. And frankly, I kind of hope they lose so that the little thing I floated last night about Marshawn Lattimore maybe comes true.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Dave, what do you got?
Oh, the Chargers win. I mean, look, Rattler against a tough defense, away game. Everybody's injured. I think Olave is going to play, so at least I'll have him with Kamara. Taysom Hill might play too. But it's going to be Rattler that loses it for him. He's going to throw a couple interceptions. There's just no way. I got the Chargers winning this.
The one thing that gives me pause is I think McConkey and Johnston are both on the injury report and questionable. So the Chargers could be down 2 receivers, but the Saints are pretty bad without Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Chargers too. It's hard to see a way the Saints win that one, especially on the road like that.
Right. Away game, man, that's tough.
Yep. The Buffalo Bills are going to Seattle and giving the Seahawks 3 points. Dave, what do you think?
The Seahawks have a ton of injuries. Like, I was looking at their report and I was like, good Lord, they got a lot of guys injured. DK Metcalf's not going to play. So arguably your best receiver is not going to be there either. K9, I think, is also either sick or got issues as well. So look, you got Allen, Cook, and you got now Amari Cooper. I think it's going to be enough to push them over the top to win this game. So I'm going to go Bills win.
I'm buying into the Amari Cooper thing for the Bills. I think that's going to be something that's really going to help them. Seattle's such a weird team. They lose weird games at home, and they beat the Falcons. They blow the Falcons out of nowhere. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Bills in this one. Bob, what do you got?
If I knew for sure Kenneth Walker was going to play, and I think there's a good chance he will, and I think Amari Cooper does make the difference. Wow, if this were 3.5, I would take the Seahawks, but it's not. I think the Bills. I think the Bills will win. This might be a lot closer than people think. Josh Allen is known to put up a stinker or two, and I think this very well could be in that Seattle crowd. Seattle's got so many weapons. I'm going to take the Bills, but I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being a push.
Well, Bob, you don't have to. If you feel that strongly about the Seahawks, go ahead.
All right, next up, big game here, hopefully. The Washington Commanders are at home, getting 3 points against the Chicago Bears. Hopefully Jaden Daniels plays so we could see the battle of Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. That would be a very interesting game. Dave, what do you think of this one?
I so badly want Jaden Daniels to play because
everybody does.
So here's the thing about the Bears, okay? The Bears have a 3-game winning streak, right? Guess who their 3-game winning streak is against? It's against the Jags, the Panthers, and the Rams without Kupp or Puka Nacua. So I think they're frauds. I don't think they're that good, to be honest. I think if Jaden Daniels plays, the Commanders are going to win this game. I think he's that good. So I'm going to take between him, McLaurin, and Brian Robinson, and Eckler and all those. I think that they're good enough to go in there with Jaden Daniels to beat the Bears. This will be the first real test, in my opinion, for the Bears in 4 weeks, and I'm not impressed. So I'm taking the Commanders to win.
Bob, what do you think?
We got our fan at NSMC 99 who's blown up the chat. He likes the Commanders with Jaden Daniels. I'm going to say something. I love the Commanders with Jaden Daniels +3. I like the Commanders +3 even if Mariota plays. I agree with Dave. I think the Bears are frauds. Williams has played. I've been down on Caleb Williams. He's played a little better than I thought he would, but he's also played a little better against some very bad defenses. The last time he played anybody who was decent, he looked really bad. I think with or without Jaden, the Commanders getting points at home, yeah, I'm taking that all day.
It's a good point because that defense of the Commanders is actually formidable. Like, they're not bad. I'm not saying they're top notch, but they're nothing to be fooled with here. I think a quarterback like Caleb Williams could struggle against them.
Yep.
This is where I distance myself from you guys. The Bears are winning this game, guys. The Bears defense is for real.
There you go.
It's a very good defense. Washington's defense isn't that good, Dave. They're a little average.
I love your opinion. Yes.
I think Caleb Williams is going to put some points up on them, and the Bears win comfortably.
There you
by
go.
a touchdown or more.
There you go. I want to see you put some Davy dollars.
I should have made that the lock of the week, but I'll stick with my other one.
The lock of the week. Wow. All right.
I should have, but I didn't. So we'll wait. All right, the next one on the board is the pathetic Carolina Panthers traveling to Denver, getting 10 points. Oof. Dave?
Yeah.
It'll be Smooth Jimmy's lock of the week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right. But
Look, not only is Bryce Young going to be in the game, he doesn't have Thielen or Deontay Johnson to throw to. This could not be any worse for them, minus the depleted defense on top of it. This is going to be rough at Denver against that defense. Yeah, no, Denver's going to win this game easily.
Bob, you agree?
I think Denver will win. I mean, frankly, I would take the fighting Bryce Youngs if he had Deontay Johnson on the field. Just because, Carolina, when they got just embarrassed the last time on opening day, came back and won the next week. Them won since, but 10 points, such a big line. I mean, the NFL, Vegas made it tough this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Broncos, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like this game could end up being 14-3.
Yeah, talk about throwing Bryce Young to the Wolves. You take the two top receivers out. You make him start on the road at Denver, which is a tough place to play. Yeah, this one could get real ugly.
Denver's going to put 9 in the box and dare him to throw.
Yeah, this one could get.
They're going to shut down
Hubbard.
Bad. There's no way.
All right, let's move on to the Las Vegas Raiders are at home, getting 9.5 from the Kansas City Chiefs. Bob, you kick us off this time. What do you think about this one?
I think I wish Vegas would give us easier lines.
Agreed.
This is a division game, and if memory serves, I believe the Raiders beat the Chiefs last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested to see what DeAndre Hopkins looks like in that offense. They still got Xavier Worthy. I think Kareem Hunt is kind of showing what could have been if he hadn't, made some mistakes. I like the Chiefs to cover here in Vegas, but if Antonio Pierce hadn't pissed this whole team off, I would take the Raiders. But I mean, let's face it, nobody on the Raiders is going all out for the team.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think?
The Raiders are in disarray, and Mahomes just got a new toy to play with. So I think, between Hopkins, Kelsey, and Worthy, and Hunt has been huge for them in the running game since they lost Pacheco. To get Hunt and him actually still have some left in the tank, oh, man. Look, you saw what they did to the 49ers, and that was at San Francisco, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what they're going to do to the Chiefs at home. I'm sorry, to the Raiders at home. Chiefs win big time.
Yeah, Antonio Pierce spent all offseason talking shit about the Chiefs, saying how he knew how to coach them. He knew the secret. The Chiefs are going to go in there and teach Antonio Pierce a lesson and spank the living daylights out of the Raiders.
Yep.
This one's going to be ugly. Antonio Pierce is going to be wishing he didn't open his mouth for this one. Chiefs big in this one. All right, next up, the San Francisco 49ers are giving 4.5 to the Dallas Cowboys. This is Sunday Night Football. Bob, kick us off on this one. What do you think?
Well, I'm visiting my brother in Atlanta, and I'm having to have a Dallas Cowboy helmet in my screen here. And I kind of wanted to take the Cowboys, and I think there's, Debo with the illness, there's a good chance he's not going to play. But Dallas is Dallas is Dallas. It's a big game. It's on a Sunday night. Dak pulled it out when he probably shouldn't have. Looks like Micah's still not going to play. They're banged up. Something tells me, though, there's something off about this 49ers team. I'm going to do it. They're 3-4. I mean, they lose. Yeah, they could lose this game and, be 2 games behind in the division. Much as I like Jordan Mason, I I don't like either quarterback here. I'm going to go where CeeDee Lamb makes one big play, and I'm going to take Dallas.
Dave, what about you?
I don't blame him. I mean, Juwan Jennings is officially out. Defensive tackle Kevin Givens, I'm not sure if he's officially out yet, but he probably is. Samuel's hurt. Kittle's hurt. Bose is hurt.
Isn't Mason banged up too?
Mason
He was like limited.
Yeah, dude, there's a whole list here. I just I think some of them are still going to eventually play. I think that as long as Kittle and Mason play, I think that's enough for them to for Shanahan to figure out a way to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys, all they got's Lamb. You shut down Lamb, you should be good. I think the 49ers still somehow pull off a win here.
This is a tough one. Both teams are banged up so much.
Micah's officially out, by the way. Parsons is officially
Micah's out. San Francisco's at home.
Exactly.
They're giving 4.5 though. I think San Francisco wins but doesn't cover. I'm going to take Dallas in the points. I think it's going to be a close one. All right, next one. Oh, the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns. Oh, boy. They lost their quarterback, Deshaun Watson, out for the season. I don't know if that's better for them.
That helped them, yeah.
Yeah. They're getting 8.5 from the Ravens. The one thing, Marlon Humphrey is possibly out for this game, and their secondary is terrible to begin with. It scares me a little bit. 8.5. Yeah, I'm still going to take the Ravens, I think. Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a big number. But the one thing that keeps coming back to me is that Cleveland always figures out a way to beat the Ravens once a year. I don't know why, no matter how bad they are, no matter how good, it just seems like they always split. Browns at home, I love Jameis Winston. I think they get fired up here because of the quarterback change. I wish they still had Amari Cooper with Jameis. But I think Judy and Nick Chubb, I think, is going to have a huge game in this one. I'm going to take the Browns.
Dave?
Bob, I love it. I love it so much. Because I think the Ravens are going to absolutely destroy the Browns. They are going to destroy them. The Browns defense is depleted on top of all the issues on offense. You saw what the Ravens did to the freaking Buccaneers the other day. And the Buccaneers were a winning, team that was doing really well. I mean, the injury to what's his name, Godwin, was towards the end of the game. So even with him in that game, they throttled him. And their defense, now Humphreys, that sucks that they're not going to have him. But I still think they have enough firepower with Lamar, Andrews, and you got Flowers if he's still healthy. I think the Ravens are going to kill him. I really do.
Yeah. One thing I would say to that though is, the Ravens look great. And Lamar's 22-1 against the NFC. This
Crazy, right?
This is a division game.
Yeah,
and he loses to the Browns almost every year. So,
Mr. Like to eat a W, Winston, he's going to throw probably 2 picks in this game, maybe 3, because that's what he's good at. He's good at throwing a lot of picks. He throws the ball a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he can air it out, but I think we're going to have a lot of turnovers here with him.
I think if you're thinking Buccaneers, Jameis, you're absolutely right. 30-30 man, but that's kind of what I like about him. He was the perfect quarterback for Bruce Arians. I understand you got to pick up Tom Brady, but I mean, could you imagine Jameis and Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit, what that would have looked like for those couple of years? That would have been awesome to see.
It would have been.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Yeah.
But Jameis in New Orleans, before he got hurt, was very protective of the ball. He had learned his lesson. I get what you're saying.
Game this year, did he get to play it all last week?
I mean, he's run the ball a few times.
Oh, that's it? What?
Yeah, they've been using him like the Jacoby Brissett thing. They would take Watson off the field and have Jameis come in and run the sneak.
Wow.
And let's be honest.
That's interesting to me. I didn't know that.
And you go from one of the most hated guys in the NFL, Deshaun Watson, to one of the most loved. His teammates love him. So I don't know if they're good enough, but I know they're going to play hard.
They're going to play hard and get their ass kicked.
Yeah, the thing about the Ravens is, I brought it up on the pod last week. That Derrick Henry signing it's a game changer because
God. I didn't even remember him. Yeah.
You're so worried about the quarterback running and all their weapons on offense, and then he just grinds you down. How many fourth quarter big runs does he have?
It's ridiculous.
Zach says you look cold in that hat, Dave.
Yeah. I'm technically outside, Zach. Just got that.
Oh, and happy birthday to Zach's mom. It's his mom's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Zach's mom.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what though? One other thing too about this game is don't discount the Nick Chubb factor. The Ravens defense is not the Ravens defense. They mentioned it the other night, and Tampa Bay was moving the ball pretty well. There's something about this game. Look, they may still win, but 8.5 division game. I don't know.
Look,
That's not
you
an
can
AFC
be
North
right.
kind of thing.
I went with my gut last night with the Rams boys, and
Yes, we know, David. We know.
So you may have some here. If Chubb had 10 carries for 22 yards last week, so not encouraging. However, it was his first game back. So if he gets going though, you're absolutely right. If he gets that run game going, he's back. Oh, I mean, it changes the whole dynamic of the game possibly. It's just that with all the weapons that the Ravens have now with Henry and Flowers, and it looks like Andrews is back and likely. I just don't see the Browns doing it. And all the injuries on their defense, they've got a ton. I mean, that's one of the we talk about Deshaun Watson, but their defense has been so depleted with injuries is another reason why they've struggled so bad too. They can't put up points and they're giving up too many points at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if this was any kind of competent passing offense, I might be more inclined to go against the Ravens. But Noah Amari Cooper, Jameis Winston, first start. It's the Ravens. Should win this one easily. All right, let's move on.
Bob with the running game and it being a division game. He can be absolutely right. I don't disagree in that context with it. Yes.
Those big spreads in division are scary for sure.
They are.
All right, the Cincinnati Bengals are at home, giving 3 points to the Eagles. I was a little surprised at this line.
This one's tough.
I don't think the Bengals should be giving points to the Eagles. This is a little strange. Dave, what do you think?
I don't know. They both have high-powered offenses, and I was going to go with the Bengals, but now Higgins is injured.
Mm-hmm.
So
Limited
now,
in practice today.
Yeah, so now I'm like, shit. If I thought he was full go, I originally had the Bengals winning. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going to say the Bengals win. It's in their house, so I would like to think that makes it difficult for the Eagles a little more than them to put up points. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with the Bengals win.
Bob, what do you got in this one?
I kind of agree that the Bengals shouldn't be given points here. There is a lot of dysfunction in Philadelphia between the quarterback and the coach. But where there's not dysfunction? With the running back. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the clip from NFL Films this week where Sirianni went over to Barkley and said, hey, man, you're 12 yards away from your career high. I want to get you back in the game. No, let the young guys eat.
I did see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, which was great of him. And I think that's the kind of thing where maybe he's enough of a balance in the huddle to just say, hey, Jalen, I know you don't like him, but come on, man, let's got to win. Not to mention the fact they looked totally different last week with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back in the lineup. I think the Eagles are deceptively – I think the defense is very good with Jalen Carter and the other Georgia kid who now I can't Jordan Davis. I think they're better than what you think up front. Secondary's young, but they're getting better every week. I'm taking the Eagles here.
I'm going to take the Eagles too. Cincinnati's offense has been struggling a little bit the last couple of weeks. They scored 17 against the Giants 2 weeks ago, and then only 21 against the Browns. I don't think the Bengals offense is clicking. With T. Higgins hurt now too. I'm taking the Eagles.
This is probably one where I think you guys will get it right. I don't feel good about my pick. I don't. It's just that I'm hoping it's a precautionary thing with Higgins. That's my hope for picking them. I do hope the Eagles kill him, to be honest. But as far as picks go, I'm hoping it's precautionary with Higgins as far as picking the Bengals, but I don't blame you guys at all with this one. Like this is one where I do feel like, yeah, you guys might be definitely right on this one. We'll see.
NSMC said the Bengals are starting to get into a groove. I think they'll beat the Eagles. Yeah, like I said, I don't think they're in a groove. I think they're struggling a little bit, man.
I think they were. They definitely. There was a couple weeks there where they looked pretty good coming back. I mean, I get the feeling of it, but their defense was very banged up, and now all of a sudden they got it back, and they won a couple of close games because of it. But now the offense is getting banged up, so I think not having T. Higgins. Although I will say I love Andre Ashivas, or however you say his name. I love that kid. Him being on the field could be a good thing for the Bengals.
Okay, and we wrap it up with our Pittsburgh Steelers Monday night. Given the New York Giants 6 points, the Steelers are at home. Dave, kick us off with this one.
Yeah, I think Danny Dimes is going to throw some dimes to our defense. And I think we're going to win this. I would like to think easily. I said on the pod 27-17, Steelers win. I think it's a garbage touchdown for the Giants at the end to make it 27-17. So, yeah, the Steelers win this game.
Bob, do you agree?
I picked the Steelers to win 22-7 on our podcast yesterday, so they're going to cover. I'm a little bit worried about this, but here the reasoning I'm going with the 6. I do not think the Giants will score at most 10 points. I think they'll only get 1 touchdown. Malik Neighbors will get loose on us. I don't think they have the offense to push it up and down the field on our defense. We're worried about our offense in this game. The Giants have only given up 20 points once, but I think we find a way to cover the 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you guys. I think I picked 20-10 yesterday on our picks. The Steelers. I'm starting to think this could be a little bit even lower scoring than that. I'm with you, Bob. I'm a little concerned with the Giants' defense and that defensive line. We talked about it a lot yesterday. Dexter Lawrence and all those, Brian Burns and that matchup with our tackles scares me. The Dan Moore, Broderick Jones, clown road show that we have.
Looks like NSMC wants to go with Zach. Zach picked the Steelers 34-10 in our podcast yesterday, so looks
He's
like
going 28-10, huh?
Yeah, so if he goes to our poll on our Twitter account, we know who he's voting for.
I watched the quarterback school that he did a thing on Russell Wilson. He pointed out Russell Wilson missed some throws and missed some reads, and his footwork was kind of I think we got wrapped up in the win and the big catches. He wasn't as good as people are portraying. I think George Pickens bailed him out quite a bit.
Yeah.
And not to mention, which I heard somebody bring up, and I wish I remember who it was. If Beanie Bishop doesn't pick off that ball, it's at least, 18-7 going into half?
And that's why I can't pick them to win by more than 10. To me, I feel like even 10's generous because I'm so used to the Steelers making it interesting that now for me, a blowout with them is 10 points, and that's it. Like, I can't go higher than 10 points. I really can't.
Although we're coming off back-to-back 19 and 22. So,
right. True.
Although don't get it twisted. It wasn't like it was, an offensive explosion, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, it's just hard to trust that. It really is with the Steelers.
NSMC says if the Steelers could embarrass Rodgers, I can easily see them embarrassing Danny Dimes. It's a good point. It's not the Steelers defense I'm worried about, though.
No.
It's the Steelers offense against the Giants defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Look,
no, I'm saying that's how I am too.
If they win big and put up points, I'll be all aboard the Russell Wilson, bandwagon. I'm halfway there. I was semi-impressed, but the more you get away from the euphoria of the big win and really break it down and look at it, there's some concerning things there still. And like you said, Bob, the Jets are the Jets. They give up. They do stupid things.
Yeah.
Like I said on the regular pod, it's with Russell Wilson, it's more about his pre-snap stuff that's impressive and makes them do better on offense as opposed to Justin Fields. But it also could be because he's allowed to do it. as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the checks to the passes didn't impress me. The couple times I was really impressed with the checks was when they checked to the run and then they got a nice run out of it where they got a 7 to 10 yard gain.
Yep. And that's the kind of stuff that makes him, he's a seasoned quarterback, and it looks like they're comfortable with him doing all these things pre-snap that they're not comfortable with Fields doing. And that's the difference. And you saw, 37 points is still 37 points. You can talk about the great catches that were made by Pickens and by Muth. You're absolutely right. That was more them than it was Russell Wilson. But
yeah, you could make an argument those were bad throws.
He was able to put guys in positions also to be successful and get open. The throw to Jaylen Warren was naked out there. No one was even near him. And that was because of a pre-snap move that he made to send him motion to the other side. And that hurt the defense of the Jets. So I don't know. It's a nice thing to have finally.
Yeah. And for the toss-up throws to Pickens, then you look at like the one he lofted to Pat, which was a perfect placement, perfect ball.
That was probably his best throw of the night.
Yeah, I think I think when you throw those moon balls, to be honest with you, I thought his best throw of the night was the one Calvin Austin dropped, where we should have had that first down. It was a nice little floater pass. I could see Fields because he would tattoo you. You might drop that ball, Calvin Austin. I'm sorry, a professional receiver, a touch pass right there in your hands for an easy first down.
It was only like an 8-yard pass. It wasn't that far.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's only one NFL caliber wide receiver on this team. These other guys, we talk about it so much. I think I'm like a broken record. But Jefferson and Austin are 4 and 5s on most offenses. They're not even.
Well, I hate it. It sucks because Calvin Austin's speed is just so good. In open space, he is so dangerous. But geez, you got to catch the ball and get open.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, according to Chris Hoke, there's a lot of teams out there who would want the Steelers wide receiving core.
What is Chris Hoke smoking lately? I don't know what's going on with him.
Good Lord. I don't know.
He's had some crazy takes lately.
He does. Like, I don't.
Is he going pony on us and just trying to say stupid shit to get clicks?
Well, if he gets on Twitter and starts throwing that stuff out, then yeah.
My goodness. I thought he was better than that, but
who knows?
Yeah. I guess that's it. Unless you guys have anything else about the game, I think we all think the Steelers are going to win. We're all cautiously optimistic, right? I think is the best way you can put it.
Yeah, and hey, locks of the week now. We're 3 weeks in. We're all 2-1. So
nice.
Hey, purely for entertainment purposes, but I'm kind of bragging on us all being over 500, and maybe
some
one
of us
person,
way over.
Maybe one person is way over 500.
Yeah. Throw the graphic up there one more time so Dave can bask in his glory.
Look at this. This just incredible.
That is amazing.
That is
28-14.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
all right.
Yeah.
All right, take it down, Bob. I'm getting there.
No big deal.
All right, guys. If you like this, please subscribe to the podcast and our YouTube channel. It really helps us out a lot. Keep sending those comments even afterwards. If you're listening to this after and you're not listening to it live, still throw comments out there. Follow all of us. We have our Twitter handles there. Don't forget about Zach and Leanne as well. Until next time, thanks for listening to Steelers Sanctuary Podcast, guys.
No, it's over.
Well, bye.